back, YouTubers, to another WWE vlog with me, Daniel Parkin. Today I'm going to be coming at you with the Smackdown review for the 25th of March 2011, which I believe is the last Smackdown before WrestleMania, because next week they're just going to do a WrestleMania build-up show, although they have said they're going to be taping some matches for Smackdown. But this will be the last Smackdown review before WrestleMania, proper Smackdown review. So, before I start this video, just say quick messages: subscribe up above if you want to see more of my videos, or if you like the videos, give the thumbs up if you like what I'm saying, or if you like SmackDown, etc. And also make sure to comment below on your thoughts on the show, and if you want, put your thoughts on what I thought about the show. We'll just get straight into this. We started off with a backstage segment. We had Teddy Long enforcing Edge that if he touches Alberto Del Rio before WrestleMania, he'll be banned from WrestleMania. Okay, so we're not going to see any of them. We're not going to see them confront before WrestleMania. You know, I can see why they might have done this. It's kind of like a tease. They're not going to see each other. We were saving it to WrestleMania, but you know, they're never. If Edge did touch him, he's not going to ban him from WrestleMania. It's not going to ban him from the biggest match, you know, of the SmackDown I've got at the moment at WrestleMania. So you know, I'm a bit unsure about this. But anyway, we'll move on. The first match we had was a WrestleMania Rewind match. It was CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio, and the thing is, this match does have a lot of past rivalry, which is good to see. You know, a lot of SmackDown's matches seem a little bit random, but this one had at least had a little bit of meaning to it, even though it was a WrestleMania Rewind match. The match itself was actually quite a good match. It was quite back and forth. We saw a couple of spots of CM Punk and Rey. The match just kind of ended in disqualification when Rey moonsaulted, when Rey hit CM Punk on the outside, and then of course Cody Rhodes comes out and attacks Rey Mysterio. Again, this is all build up to WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes uses his exposed knee brace, which is kind of like, you know, an inebriation of what Rey first did to him to ruin his dashing looks for storyline purposes. And he hits him with the Cody Rhodes hits Rey Mysterio with the exposed knee pad. So exposed knee brace, sorry. So yeah, like I said, more build up for this match at WrestleMania. This is probably one of the better developed feuds. You know, it's developed over a long period of time, and it's probably one of the better developed feuds at WrestleMania. At the moment, because it's happened. The feud actually started before the Royal Rumble, and that is how feuds should be started. And I think this feud should really go to not only develop Cody's character, but also to try and establish him. Because I think this match is to put Cody over, and I'll be glad if they did that. Because I really do think they need to establish Cody Rhodes as a top heel on SmackDown. And Cody's character is developing really well. I'm really starting to enjoy his character. I'm glad they got rid of that dashing thing, but you know, it's just development of his character is getting quite good now. Then we see the news that Triple H will address, Undertaker will address Triple H tonight. We'll go on to that later. And then we have a sort of another random match. We have Edge versus Drew McIntyre. These guys have had a couple of matches in the past, and they're usually pretty good, because we all know Drew McIntyre is a good wrestler and an established mid-carder. The only problem about this match is, with it being so close to WrestleMania, you just know Edge is going to win, because Drew McIntyre hasn't got a match. So why would they push Drew McIntyre when you know, against Edge? Just doesn't make any sense. But you know, we all know Edge is going to win. Edge is selling his injured arm. Drew McIntyre is concentrating on the arm during the match, and Edge wins with his crab sharpshooter move that he's started doing now. It's a short match, but. And then Edge spears Drew McIntyre after the match. So, you know, like I said, decent match, shortish, but you just knew who was going to win it. It was very predictable. We then had a vignette of superstars such as Arn Anderson, Jericho, John Morrison, people like that, talking about the Triple H Undertaker match. They're really trying to sell this fact that Triple H could actually win, even though we know that Undertaker is definitely going to win and keep the streak up at WrestleMania. And there is still no mention of WrestleMania 17. It looks like they're going to go the whole way without mentioning WrestleMania 17 and the match that Triple H had with Undertaker. So, you know, if they want to do that, let them do that. But everyone knows they had a match at WrestleMania, so they might as well just own up to it, if I'm honest. Next we had a Divas match. It was Kelly and Rosa Mendes versus LayCool. This again was a quick match. It's a typical Divas match. Layla wins with a neckbreaker. We didn't see much from Kelly. LayCool are making fun of Snooki to try and build up their match at WrestleMania. blah blah blah. It wasn't really the best part of SmackDown in my opinion. We then see footage of the Core attacking Kane and Big Show last week on SmackDown, which was really brutal. And then we had kind of like a random match. It wasn't really sanctioned. We didn't really get any announcement of it. But we had Kofi Kingston versus Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental title. Like I said, it was a little bit random. I wasn't really expecting to see this. But overall, it was a pretty decent match. You know, there was a couple of good spots in there. And Wade Barrett wins after hitting Wasteland after a distraction from Heath Slater. So, new Intercontinental Champion is Wade Barrett. And as much as I'm happy to see someone like Barrett, who should really be an established main eventer in my opinion, as much as I'm pleased that he's got the belt, you know, just I don't see. It's just it's stupid in my opinion, because you know that Core are going to have a 4-on-4 match at WrestleMania, and you know that the belt isn't going to get defended. And I'd rather see this mid-card belt defended than the Core in a match. That's just the problem at the moment. And it just seems to me, if they can change the title, you know, in an unsanctioned match, which we didn't really know too much about. There's no real developed storyline between these two. They never really faced each other before, I don't think. And yet you have the title change. You know, it's really devaluing the mid-card belts. You know, and it seems like now they're going to have a 4-on-4 match with Kofi involved, and maybe someone like Christian being the fourth guy. You know, we haven't even got that yet properly. If that match is actually going to happen. I mean, if the Core I'll be disappointed if the Core don't get involved in WrestleMania at some point. So yeah, I mean, you know, the title changed hands to Wade Barrett. Like I said, I'm not too fussed with Wade Barrett having the title. It's just that this Intercontinental title doesn't seem to mean much now from what they're doing. And after the match, they attack the Core attack Kofi Kingston, and Justin Gabriel hits the 540 splash. So that was the end of that bit. That was probably the highlight of SmackDown this week. That match, new Intercontinental Champion, the British-born Wade Barrett. Then get a segment with Alberto Del Rio complaining that he can't title judge before WrestleMania, and Teddy Long tells him to concentrate on his match, and you know, then he goes off to his match. Well, goes off for his future match with Christian tonight, which is the main event. Same main event as last week. We then have the Undertaker promo. Undertaker comes out and he pretty much says the same things of what we've heard from Undertaker before in his promos. You know, basically he said at the end he can't wait to tell him all of this face to face. So basically this means when they meet on Raw, they're going to be telling each other the same stuff they've been telling each other via promos for the last month. You know, in my opinion, this has been built up not as well as I thought they would do it. I mean, if it's the main event, it needs to be built up well and have some sort of purpose. But the only purpose this match has is Triple H trying to end the streak. There's no real built storyline here, and like I said in past videos, it's a lack of continuance on the WWE's part. That they've just gone with this match. But I still look forward to a confrontation between the two, even though I doubt it. It will just be an in-ring segment, I imagine, on Raw. But you know, who knows? Who knows what could happen? But like I said, this feud isn't really developing too well, and I think this will be one of those matches where they just go all out and make it a great match, where the storyline doesn't really, where everyone just forgets the storyline and just remembers it for the match, it being a great match. But with Triple H and Undertaker both just returning from injuries, you know, can they do that? Will they actually be able to perform to that level? We don't know till WrestleMania, of course. We then have a Sin Cara promo. I'm really looking forward to seeing Sin Cara being in the WWE, just to see what he can do and what WWE are actually going to do with him. Is he going to be a top guy? Is he going to develop into a top guy? I'm going to do my thoughts on Sin Cara in another video at some point, so keep a lookout for that in the future. But it's great. It'll be good to see him wrestle. I'd like to see him on SmackDown, but I get the feeling they're going to be putting him on Raw just from news that I've seen. I think he'll be a great guy on SmackDown just because he's a high flyer and he could, you know, have some good matches with some people on SmackDown, especially someone like Rey Mysterio. They then have Jack Swagger versus R-Truth, and again, this match is there just because of the WrestleMania match with Michael Cole. This match is more about Michael Cole than the match itself, and that seems to be a running theme through the night. You know, a lot of the matches didn't really have too much focus on the match itself. It was just about the aftermath, you know, or the rivalry, and it just, you know, complicates things a little bit. But the one thing I did find funny about this was Michael Cole going absolutely mental about getting Lawler to tap out, and then going absolutely mental about R-Truth saying, what's up R-Truth, I'll tell you what's up, blah, you know, all that shit, you know, to get heel here and stuff. And that was just funny as hell. we knew this match was just going to be more about Cole and Swagger, obviously because of the WrestleMania build-up. And R-Truth again doesn't have a match, so why would they push R-Truth? You know, it just makes no sense again. But at least this is giving Swagger a push. You know, even if it is mainly because of Michael Cole, at least he's getting a bit of heat now, and he's getting some kind of push, which a lot of people feel he deserves, especially after his last heavyweight title run, which was just shit. This match, obviously, Swagger wins his match with an ankle lock. R-Truth manages to botch a springboard. Again, that'll be on a Botchamania at some point, I imagine. And again, after the match, Swagger has the ankle lock on R-Truth, and Cole and Swagger are saying "What's up?" and they just cannot. It just does not suit them to say that at all. It was real crap. But you know, more heel heat for Michael Cole going into WrestleMania, of course, with Jack Swagger as his trainer. That's what the match was done, and that's what the match kind of achieved, I guess. We then have raw footage of Miz and Cena, their rivalry, that heating that up on SmackDown. It was the only piece of raw footage you really got. So, you know, there wasn't too much raw footage tonight, which was good. I'm really happy about that. It just concentrated on the SmackDown stuff, which was good. We then had the main event, which was Alberto Del Rio versus Christian in a singles match. You know, this match was actually quite good. Both wrestlers had their moments when they were on top. It was a very good back and forth match. Outside of the ring, Edge spears Brodus Clay after Brodus Clay attacked him previously in the match, and he hits him with a chair. And while that is going on, Alberto Del Rio is distracted, and Christian wins it with a kill switch. So Christian beats Alberto Del Rio twice. I'm not sure if this is the right time for Christian to be beating Alberto Del Rio, especially when he needs that push going into WrestleMania to make him look a legit title. You know, Edge has never won a major WWE title, apart from the ECW Championship, which didn't really mean anything because it was a meaningless title. You know, so it kind of freezes Alberto Del Rio's push a little bit, but I guess it's kind of like ending Christian's rivalry with Alberto Del Rio in a way, which is a kind of good thing to have before WrestleMania, although I'd like to have seen the rivalry continue after WrestleMania. So yeah, Christian wins with a kill switch. Edge goes into the ring to try and hit Alberto Del Rio with the chair, even though he knows he shouldn't, but Christian takes the chair off him and hits Alberto Del Rio pretty much for Edge. And then after the match, when Del Rio's injured on the outside, Edge is looking pretty intense, telling him, you know, it's my destiny at WrestleMania and all that. So, you know, all in all, a good match, a good aftermath, and we know this rivalry once again is being built up quite well for the WrestleMania match. So I'm actually quite looking forward to this match now. You know, Alberto Del Rio has been built up as a very legit contender, despite the last 2 weeks him losing to Christian. So I'm actually really looking forward to this match now. It's actually looking a pretty good rivalry. So overall, I thought SmackDown this week was okay. I was quite into it. Although some of the matches are random, at least we're getting matches. You know, one of the things I've started to stop. You know, one of the things that's pissing me off about Raw at the moment is it's so segment based. But at least SmackDown you know, has wrestling matches, which is good to see from time to time. Although I don't think the talent they have on SmackDown is as good as Raw, the wrestling is much better because just because they have more matches in it, and also I think the rivalries have been built up a little bit better on SmackDown too. So yeah, that was my opinions on SmackDown. The main part for me obviously was the title change, and then you had Christian beating Alberto Del Rio in the main event. So it was a pretty decent SmackDown really. So those are my thoughts on SmackDown. If you guys have any thoughts, like I said earlier, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to catch me on Twitter. My Twitter is Daniel_Parkin, and my Tumblr is Daniel Parkin. Don't forget once again to subscribe up above if you want to see more videos. Like the video if you like what I'm saying or you like the content of the video itself. And once again, comment below if you have any thoughts. So that is pretty much it from me. Thank you very much for watching my SmackDown review. I am part of the Lords of the Ring, in case you haven't seen the video from Davomania, which is awesome, so definitely check that out. I'll put it in the description box below. It's a pretty fucking awesome video. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.